And welcome back to lesson 3 of chapter 10. This lesson is called 10.5 Circle Graphs and Pie Charts. Yes, it's exciting, and no, we are not going to be eating any pie. Today we're going to attempt to make a pie chart or a circle graph, and we're going to have to make angles. Luckily, we spent the last unit on talking about angles. Now we're going to see if we can actually make angles with a protractor on a circle. Before we can make a pie chart, we're going to need some data. So I've got a data chart here that we're going to fill in. We're going to calculate some percentages, and then we're going to attempt to make a wonderful chart. So let's start out by doing a quick survey of the people in this class right now on your favorite flavor of ice cream. And your choices are vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, Rocky Road, which is a mixture of marshmallows, chocolate, and vanilla, and kale flavored ice cream, for those of you who are looking for the healthy choice. All right, so let's tally up how many people. Just raise your hand if you like vanilla ice cream. That's your favorite. 1, 2, 3, 4 people like vanilla ice cream. So let's go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Put up your hand if you like chocolate is your favorite. Oh, lots of people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people like chocolate. Strawberry. Put up your hand if strawberry is your favorite. Whoa, look at that. 5 people. 2, 3, 4, 5. Rocky Road. Chocolate, that's chocolate, vanilla, and marshmallow, and I think there's even some nuts in it. If you're allergic to nuts, you might want to stay away from Rocky Road. Hands up. And, whoa, 3 people. 1, 2, 3. And kale flavored ice cream is your favorite. Okay, 1 person. All right. So we have our tallies complete. We've got 4 for vanilla. I'm going to just write that in here. Chocolate looks like it is at 6. Strawberry at 5. Rocky Road at 3. And kale at 1. We then need to calculate the percentage. The percentage of people who like vanilla. Before we can calculate the percentage, we need to know how many people in total were in the survey. So we have, looks like 4 and 6 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 3 is 18, plus 1 is 19 people in total. So to calculate the percentage of people that like vanilla, it's 4 out of 19. So you could take your calculator and do 4 divided by 19. It'll give you a decimal at 0.21. So that's 21%. I'm going to round off the percentages to the nearest whole number. Chocolate is 6 out of 19, so 6 divided by 19 is 31.57%, so I'm going to say 32%. That's 6/19. Strawberry is 5/19. So again, 5 divided by 19 equals 0.263, so that's 26%. Rocky Road, 3 divided by 19 is 0.157, so 16%. Again, that was 3 out of 19. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. And kale is 1 out of 19. I wonder who that would be. 1 divided by 19 looks like 5%. So those are our percentages. Now we need to take those percentages and apply them to a 360-degree circle or a 360-degree pie chart. So we're going to take 21% and times it as a decimal, 0.21 times 360. Remember, it means of. Anytime you see of, that means you're going to be multiplying it. So we're going to multiply 21% of 360 degrees. So 0.21 times 360 degrees. That is 75 0.6 degrees. So I'm going to just round that off to 76 degrees. So 76 degrees of the circle is going to be representing the vanilla. Again, if you're not sure how to do that, that's 0.21 times 360. 21%. All right, I'm going to calculate the next percent for chocolate, which would be 0.32 times 360 is 115 degrees. Next, strawberry, which is 0.26 times 360 degrees is rounded off 94 degrees. Remember, that should be close to a right angle on our pie chart, because 90 degrees is a perfect right angle. Next is 16 degrees, so 0.16 times 360. 57.6 degrees, I'm going to round that off to 58 degrees of the pie. And finally, 5%, which is 0.05. Don't forget to put 0.05 in there, because if you put 0.5 in there, that's half, and that's going to be way too much. So 0.05 times 360 is 18 degrees. All right, now that we have calculated the degrees, those should all add up to 360 degrees. They might add up to 359 if we had to round down a couple times, or it might equal 361 degrees if we had to round up a few times and it just skewed it a little tiny bit. So next is the exciting part, is we're going to use our protractor, which we haven't used yet. And if you don't have a protractor, don't worry about it. We will just try and guess as best we can, because we have some knowledge about angles. But I'm going to try to use this protractor. If all goes well, it might not go well. We'll see what happens. I'm going to first move it over to my circle, but before I do that, I'm going to put in a line which represents, I don't know, about halfway across. I'm going to use that to start my first measurement. All right, so I'm going to first measure the vanilla, which was 76 degrees. So remember, I'm going to put my protractor on the circle. I'm going to put the center of the protractor right there, and I'm going to use this black line as my reference for 0. And then I'm going to just simply put a little mark at 70 degrees, which is right about, let's see. Well, I'm going to have to use this scale here. And it looks like 70 degrees is about up here somewhere on the scale, because you'll see that it is that spot right there. 70 degrees. And remember that it's less than 90, so it should be less than a right angle. So I'm going to put the mark there. I'm going to have to, unfortunately, move this over to the side so that I can draw the line that goes from there to the center point. That chunk of pie, which is 70 degrees, represents the vanilla in the pie chart. Okay, next I'm going to move my protractor back. I'm going to turn it, if I can, and I'm going to use the red line that I just made as my new 0. And maybe I should shrink this down a bit if I can. I don't know if I can. I thought I could, but I can't. Oh, there we go. Make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so next I'm going to do 115 degrees, but I'm going to use the red line as my 0. And I think I need to tilt it up a little bit, if I can. And I'm going to do 115 degrees. And I'll put a blue line this time. Where is 115? I'm going to go with, I'm going to use this scale all the way around to, it looks like 115, which is somewhere over here. And on here, it looks like it's right around where that arrow is. So where that blue line is about 115 degrees. I put a little mark there because I need to move the protractor out of my way. It won't let me draw on here with it in the way. So I'll just move that. And this chunk is 115 degrees, and that represents chocolate. I don't know why I didn't put that in the middle more where it would actually fit in neatly. Let's try that again. That's better. Next, let's move down to strawberry. Strawberry is at 94 degrees. So again, I'm going to move my protractor back into place. I'm going to spin it around if I can. And I'm going to line up the 0. And I'm going to go 94 degrees from the blue line. So 94 degrees, it's almost right smack in line here. That would be right about there. A little bit more than 90. So that's a good, close enough guess for me. I want to put a little line in that goes from there to there. And again, it's a little bit more than a 90-degree right angle, and that represents strawberry. That is 94 degrees. Did I say 93? I meant 94, if that's what I said. Finally, Rocky Road. Not finally, but penultimately, Rocky Road, which is 58 degrees. Move my protractor back in. I'm going to use the green line this time as my center. Don't move the circle, move the protractor. If it'll spin, doesn't want to spin. Being temperamental, there we go. And I'm going to set that there. I'm going to go off the green line this time at 58 degrees. Let's see, 58 degrees, looks like it is somewhere around, that's 50, 60, right around there. So I'm going to put a little mark outside here somewhere, and that should represent right around where 58 degrees is. So I'm going to move my protractor back out of, nope, not the green line, protractor out of the way, if I can. And fill that line in at 58 degrees, and that is Rocky Road. I probably don't need to measure the last bit, but that represents kale, so I might as well just put that in there. Good old kale, which represents 18 degrees. This one is 58 degrees. So, ladies and gents, there you have an accurate, wonderful pie chart that represents the data. So you can look at it really quickly and come up with some obvious information without having to decipher a really difficult chart. That's the beauty of looking at a pie chart. If you don't have a protractor, then this is what you do. You ditch all of this stuff. And you say to yourself, well, luckily I have some knowledge about angles, and I'm going to have to guess at what some of these angles are. So here's what you do. You first get rid of this protractor because you don't have one. I can't delete it, so I will cut that. I'm going to first draw a line in the middle that represents the starting spot. I'm going to go 76 degrees. Well, I know that 90 is straight up and down, so 76 is probably going to be over here somewhere, so I'm just going to eyeball it. And I'm going to guess, or make an educated guess if that's vanilla. Then I'm going to use this as my starting spot, this line here, and I'm going to go 115 degrees. I know that 90 degrees would be a perfect right angle, which would be up like that. So 115 must be a little bit more than that. So I'm going to go a little more than 90 degrees, maybe like that would be 115 degrees and represent chocolate. It's not exact, but it's close. Strawberry is 94 degrees. It's almost an exact right angle using this green line. So I'm going to do pretty much an exact right angle, which is strawberry. Rocky Road is 58 degrees, and I'm going to go off of the red line this time and go 58 degrees. 45 degrees should be exactly halfway between 90 and 0, so 58 degrees should be a little bit more than the 45. So I'm going to guess that it's going to be right around there. That's Rocky Road. And look at how close we are in the end. Kale might be a little bit bigger on this one, but what the heck? We're close. So do your best to come up with your own pie graphs, your own pie charts, and maybe have a little dessert, or get your parents to buy you some ice cream to go with your pie chart, just for the heck of it. So try today's worksheet, make your own pie graph. Bonne chance, good luck.